guys, so welcome back to another video. Sorry if my voice sounds weird. First reason, I've got cold. No, that wouldn't be the reason. Second reason, I'm putting my voice on it using the Share Factory put your voice in thing, so it makes it sound weird. Don't know why, but it does, and it's annoying. But yeah, this is a review on the PlayStation 4 Pro, which is the remodeled version of the PlayStation 4. And yeah, I got it for Christmas with a couple of games, and I really like it. There's some games I can't tell the difference on. Minecraft, then again, I haven't even been on that yet. Well, that doesn't have an upscale, and yeah, who cares? But yeah, other games such as Battlefront 2 and Fortnite, I can tell the difference. It also allows me to capture live streams at 4K or 1080p, but I'm not sure about video clips. So I'm not actually sure if you guys are seeing Fortnite now in the background at 1080p or 720. But yeah, I know it's definitely not in 4K. Won't let me capture normal videos in 4K, which sucks. But it allows me to do it in 1080, which is an improvement, and also allows me to enable HDR. But I don't have that enabled, which I don't know why. But yeah, also with it, I got Gran Turismo Sport and COD World War 2. You won't be seeing World War 2 gameplay on this. But at the end, I'm going to show in a bit of gameplay from a few games that do look really nice on the Pro. Where I have this match of Fortnite in the background, which, by the way, at the end, I should have killed him, but someone walked in front of my TV and I couldn't see, so I fired random buttons, shot randomly, and I don't know what I was doing, which is really annoying considering I might have actually won. Did I do the spoiler wave? I came second. Who cares? I came second. But yeah, yeah, let's move on to the review itself, while you're watching this Fortnite gameplay in the background. So, let's just go on to the design, I guess. I'm going to get up and look at the design. So, compared to the old console had two layers, which were relatively large and didn't have as big a gap in between them as this one. Or maybe they did, maybe it's just not as noticeable. Whereas this console has three layers, which are slightly smaller than the other ones. So, it actually results in, I think the PS4 Pro is about 2mm taller than the standard PlayStation 4. That's the original one, by the way, guys, not the Slim. I am comparing this to the original PS4. I do not own the Slim, and I've never even used a Slim, so I can't say anything about that. This is the original PS4 I'm talking about now, compared to the PlayStation 4 Pro. Yeah, the PlayStation 4 Pro, I really like the design. The old PS4 had a light going across the middle on like the left hand side. I did like that, whereas this one, it's on the second gap underneath the buttons to turn it on and eject the disc, and the light is there. I do like it, it looks cool, and I like how it gets fades more, but maybe I prefer the other one, I don't know. I prefer the look of both. They look really modern, look really, really nice. I also like how the disc where it is, although you can tell that the disc is there more now. The two USBs on the right hand side of the eject button, as well as a bonus USB slot, which wasn't on the previous one, behind the console. That is actually one of my favourite features on this, having 3 USB ports. Real helpful. I use a USB port at the back for my headset. Basically, my headset is Bluetooth, so I have to put like a dongle in there, which then has an optical audio cable running out of that, which I put into the optical audio cable port. The PS4 Slim doesn't have an optical audio cable port, which kind of sucks. So, yeah, I've got that running from there, and is this happening? Is my headset about to die while I'm reviewing this? Why the hell? But yeah, so that's really nice. It's got the PlayStation logo on top of the design, in silver, which is really reflective, like really reflective. It's literally must be a mirror. Like, I'm not joking. And yeah, that looks really nice, and I like when you move, it changes, it looks cool. But then the buttons, the on and off button, no, the on/off button and the eject disc button, I don't like as much. You have to press these in. The original PlayStation 4 buttons, you didn't have to press in at all. You literally could just hover your finger over it, or lightly push it on it, and it would do it. Although there were kind of disadvantages of that, which I think might be why they've done this. Because with the other one, if you did catch it, then you might have accidentally turned off your PS4 system, put it in rest mode while doing something, or accidentally just ejected the disc. But even if like a spider crawled across it, or an ant or something really small, or a fly landed on it, then it would have probably powered it on or off. So that can be annoying, which might be why they've done this to that. But yeah, the console is bigger than the original PS4. Not by much though, to be honest. It's definitely heavier, but it is a lot bigger than the Slim, and I know that because I've seen them on top of each other in images. But yeah, the design itself, I say it looks really cool, but it's still probably nowhere near as big as the original Xbox One. That is probably the biggest consoles I'll ever get, actually, no, the original Xbox. Let's not go there. But yeah, I do like the design still, and how it's got a nice slant to it, looking a bit like a sandwich or something, I don't even know. But yeah, I like it. Yeah, I'm sorry I can't put an image of it on here, but it is, you can obviously Google it if you intend on doing so. So now that is the console and the design reviewed. Oh, and also, if you're interested in the ports at the back, that's a good point. The power cable is different to the Slim and the original PS4, as well as the PS3. Yeah, it's slightly bigger, and you need to be slightly more careful putting it in, because there's like silver bits you could bend, which might break it. But then there is the HDMI port, the camera port, a USB port. No, it's the optical audio cable port, then the USB port, then something else which I don't know what it is, or the Ethernet port. Yeah, I don't use an Ethernet cable because this PlayStation has better Wi-Fi usage than the original. So does the Slim. Like this can do 5 GHz, so can the Slim. That was a feature the Xbox One had, which the PS4 didn't, which is probably the only feature found on Xbox which are like of the original PlayStation, if I'm not gonna lie. Sorry people. The Xbox One X is really good too. That's obviously amazing. Best console ever. Yeah, this was once the best console. I'm sure PS5 will destroy the Xbox One X, but we're not here to talk about that. Let's go on to talk about the gameplay, and do you need a 4K TV to play on the PS4 Pro, and should you buy it if you have a 1080p screen? So, as I've seen on most reviews, they say if you don't have a 4K TV and you already have a console, and you already have the original PS4, don't buy it. If you do have a 4K TV and you have the original PS4, it might be worth getting it. If you don't have a console, definitely buy this one. Even if you don't have a 4K TV. But it does work really, really well. On a 1080p screen, actually, I think. But only really on the upscaled games specifically can you tell a difference. For instance, if I was to go on something that's not specifically upscaled, most of my games are upscaled. Damn it. I can't tell the difference. Most of them are upscaled. Great. Okay, yeah, so pretty much all my games I play are upscaled. Brilliant. So, yeah, I guess if all your games you play are upscaled, sure, do it. But yeah, I can't really, especially on Battlefront 2, tell a huge difference from a PS4 version and a PS4 Pro version on a 1080p screen. I thought on a PS4 this can't get any better with those graphics. If anyone on PS4 Pro, can't imagine what it looks like on a 4K TV. That must look amazing. And then Fortnite, I can tell small bits of difference. as well as on a few other games. Things like Gran Turismo Sport or World War 2, I haven't played on an old PS4 to be able to say I can see a difference. But I have read reviews saying there is a large difference on a Gran Turismo Sport, and a relatively small one on the PS4, on World War 2 I mean. But yeah, I do further look. I can see it look on the 1080p screen about it, and I can see that it looks better. My older brother actually said he could see a huge difference on Fortnite as played it on the original PS4, walking in here a little bit after, and then saying, wow, that does look better. I think that's what he said, something, I don't know. But yeah, that's what that was like. Now, frames per second, and boost mode, and a bunch of other cool frame rate stuff. What do you think on that? The original PlayStation 4 either ran at 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second. On Fortnite, the default is 30 frames per second, but you can like turn on this option, which is uncapped frame rate, which literally boosts it to like 60 frames per second, which is large difference. But most of the games on the PlayStation 4 by default run at 60 frames per second, whereas on the PS4 Pro the default is more like 80 frames per second. That is a pretty big difference. And then there is another option. If you go into settings in the system, you can turn on something called boost mode. Now this boosts most games and can actually see you reach 100 frames per second, which is ridiculous. But it might not work in games like Fortnite or anything that they have had it disabled. But it will 100% work in all offline games, some online games. To get 100 frames per second, because I know for a fact Fortnite have disabled it, which isn't fair. Not fair. Really not fair. Yeah, Fortnite have disabled it because I think it's too overpowered, obviously, for when you're playing with like people on 30 frames per second who haven't even turned the uncapped frame rate on, versus 100 frames per second. Maybe I get why they did it. Yeah, okay, I get why they did it. So yeah, we've done that for that purpose, which does make a lot of sense. Fair enough. Yeah, sure. But when it's like an offline game, you can tell the difference. Or in some online games, where you're not really. I think in Battlefront 2 it's not disabled, so I'm happy with that. And now, moving on from that, I think we should move on to virtual reality. So the PlayStation VR came out, what was it last year? I think it was last year. Yeah, it came out in 2016. No, not last year, it was in 2017, in 2016. So I'm on bad way, guys. Happy New Year. Totally forgot it's 2018. Yeah, PlayStation VR is literally here. I was using it a little bit ago to capture some footage for this video. But there is a new model for it now, which has a built-in headphone system instead of the thing you have to plug in, and the wire is slimmer. That's literally all the difference, other than the buttons are in slightly different places. I don't think it's worth upgrading to that version, definitely not. Yeah, no physical difference in appearance, well there's the buttons, but I mean in like when you're in it, the appearance of what you're seeing. The lenses are the exact same. So no difference there, which is fine, right? But compared to the PS4, I can tell a difference on VR, and it's not a subtle difference. It's relatively large. So if you do own a VR console, if you do own the PlayStation VR, then it might certainly be worth upgrading to PS4 Pro, even if you don't have the 4K TV. It might be worth it, as the frame rates on the VR are also boosted by boost mode. I can tell on obviously specific VR games, Drive Club VR and Gran Turismo Sport VR are both upscaled. I know that. So, I mean, that's good. And on the games I've played, I can tell it's felt smoother and has looked better than it previously did. For instance, Drive Club, there used to be the pixels were really obvious and were really close to you. Now it gets more pixelated, a bit more in the distance where it's obvious. So that's certainly better. Yeah, I might play in Drive Club VR a lot more now. I can see that change because that game used to make me feel sick with the pixels. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'll definitely be playing that a lot more now. That's not there. So on VR itself, definitely worth it. Definitely worth. Oh yeah, I forgot. The other thing is, on the other VR model, the processor unit allows HDR pass-through now. So if you have a HDR TV and don't want to keep disconnecting it, I don't see how it's that much of a fuss. I just have to take one wire out and put a different wire in. No, 2 wires out, 1 wire in. That's it. That's how easy it is. It'll probably take me 10 seconds to change it, so I really don't see it's worth it. To be honest, no. I'm not seeing why it would be worth it. Don't see it. But yeah, if you have a PlayStation Virtual Reality, then I recommend going to Pro. Definitely, if you are disappointed with how it performs on the normal console, although I think the PlayStation Virtual Reality does really well on the original PS4. Like, looks really good too. Definitely the best virtual reality out there. So most worth the price. Okay, sorry guys, this was not intended. My headset was not meant to die. I'm gonna put the thing in that came with the PS4 Pro, the microphone, so you should be able to hear me a little better. There you go. Right, really sorry about that. Right, so you should be able to hear me better now. But yeah, I guess that actually is kind of bringing this review to an end. Well, my verbal thoughts and opinions. I don't think it improves the tracking of the motion controls or anything really. But definitely improves the look itself of virtual reality when you're in it. But yeah, so overall, what are my thoughts on the Pro, and do I think you should buy it? Right, so this is what I'm saying. If you have a PlayStation VR and the original PS4, the Slim or whatever, but don't have a 4K TV, then it's up to you. If you're happy with how virtual reality is performing, then I recommend that you keep you as you are. If you are looking for improvement, then maybe it could be worth the money. We got ours for £299.99 on Black Friday with the 2 games, which is really good. Looking for that normally it'd be about 400. So that is amazing, really, to be honest. Yeah, and then if you don't have VR and you don't have a VR and you already have a console and you don't have a 4K TV, stick as you are, I reckon. But if you know you're going to be, someone else is going to be taking the console, for instance in my case, someone was taking it with them later next year, so I thought, I may as well get this, seeing as I won't have one anyway, and then I've got a year extra to use it. It'd be more worth it, right? And yeah, it definitely is. And if you have a 4K TV and a console, then maybe upgrade, maybe you don't. You choose on that. But if you don't have a console, you don't have a 4K TV, buy it. If you're intending on buying a console anyway, don't have normal. If you do have a 4K TV, you don't have a console, and you want to buy a PS4, 100% get the Pro. Like, seriously, 100% do it. Yeah, that on my thoughts on the PlayStation 4 Pro. What are your thoughts on it? Do you like it? Have you got it? Are you going to buy one? And did you get it for Christmas? Did you have a good Christmas? Sorry I didn't do a Christmas special. I want to start uploading a bit more, and oh my god. Have I scratched? Oh no, that's the Share Factory. I thought there were like so many scratches on the TV then. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. So, what I'm going to do is leave some gameplay of the PS4 Pro, a few games here for the next 18 minutes, just for a video, so you can finish this Fortnite game, and then see a few more games. By the way, on the VR Gran Turismo Sport, you're seeing it higher up than where I was. I don't know why it's done that. So yeah, you're not seeing it how I was seeing it. I was a bit lower down, and I could see all of the cart for myself. So really sorry about that. Yeah, I really do hope you enjoyed this video and listen to my review and maybe change your mind about doing something or get it or do whatever. And I hope you had a good Christmas and have a good 2018. Bye everyone.
The mightiest warriors of the
You're a
universe
monster.
meet on the battlefront to decide once and for all
You're a
who
monster.
shall rule the galaxy.
I could feel them. That armor. That mask.
No.
Keep trying!
A terrible turn of events for the Resistance. Target spotted.
Looking for me?
Die. Fight me. I sense your terror.
You don't need to.
Yoda has fallen. Target recognized.
There!
The Jedi lost.
I guess we're a team.
Identifying target.
Don't you dare.
Yoda to quicker on the trigger. Opponent marked.
Fight over.
Did you expect me to give up? No!
Darth Maul has been defeated.
Right there!
Little choice do we have.
Target located.
Stay on my position.
Identify a calculated risk and loss. Target identified.
I've heard that.
Someone shot at first. Identifying target. Target detected.
Go back to your homeworld.
Target spotted.
Submit.
No more! You came here to fight. Don't get sloppy.
Target marked.
Now! Now!
You got some friends.
Somewhere quite out there is laughing. Target recognized.
You captured. I don't let you get. Kylo Ren is a monster. So evil.
Loss predicted. Target identified.
You only want to cause pain. I've seen the things.
Target detected. Target spotted. Target marked.
I can't let you pass. Stop!
Target recognized.
You've already lost. You lost my friend.
Up the fight.
They're slowing down. You! Inferno is coming for you!
Solo should have stayed in the Falcon.